Welcome to Clear and Candid, the official podcast of the Nueces County Sheriff's Office, where we pull back the curtain and bring you the real stories of the men and women who wear the uniform. In each episode, you'll meet deputies, correction officers, and even civilians, not just as professionals, but as people. Parents, veterans, athletes, neighbors, each with a story to tell. From adrenaline-fueled chases and tense moments inside the jail, to unexpected acts of kindness and the quiet strength it takes to serve. Clear and Candid shares the raw, honest, and sometimes wild experiences that shape our team and our community. This is more than a job, it's a calling. And these are the voices of Nueces County, up close and personal. So buckle up, stay sharp, and join us as we give a face to the badge and a heart to the uniform.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hello, I'm Lieutenant Gonzalez with the Nueces County Sheriff's Office. I'm here joined with our co-host, Natalie Williams.
Hi, everybody.
How's it going, everybody? So today we have a very special guest. We have one of our corrections officers. Her name is Elizabeth Flores. Ms. Flores is getting close to the year mark here working with us, and she just graduated from the last jail academy that just graduated about a week and a half ago or so. So we're very happy to have her on as our guest on this, on our podcast today. So, can you tell us a little bit? First of all, welcome to the show, Ms. Flores. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
I'm originally born and raised in Laredo, Texas. I believe 130 miles away from here. It's normally like a very Hispanic border town, and so when I came here to Corpus, it was a whole different
vibe.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah.
I'm a very Hispanic, population where we all speak Spanish. Coming to here, where a lot of people speak more English here. But overall, I like my stay here in Corpus. So
What
far.
brought you here?
I was working in Webb County as a 911 dispatcher, telecommunicator. I was working there for 7 months, but I wanted something more hands-on, and I always wanted to work corrections. So I went through Nueces County government jobs, and I saw they were hiring for corrections. I also applied for Bexar County, and Nueces County called me the next day. So
That's
for
right.
corrections,
Thanks to Lieutenant Gonzalez.
So you started your law enforcement career, as we say, in Webb County.
Yes.
You're a telecommunicator, 911. That could be kind of a stressful job sometimes.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, it was, because you're the first responder when it comes to the calls, as you answer the calls for people who are in distress out in the middle of nowhere, because it was the sheriff's department, which is out in the county. So people in distress trying to getting their addresses when they're they're like in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
Just people in distress overall makes you have to be more patient and be able to get all the information and relay it to the deputies on scene.
And so then you kind of wanted to kind of venture out a little bit more hands-on, more into the hands-on law enforcement aspect. And so you applied at Bexar County, Nueces County, and I'm assuming you also applied there in Webb County.
Yes.
And so how long did it take for Nueces County to call you back?
I applied in the afternoon, and by the morning, Officer Camacho was already calling me for an interview the next day. So I had to drive from Laredo. I woke up at 5 in the morning, drove at 6, so I can get here at 8 in the morning sharp. And then the whole hiring process started with with the whole civil service exam,
Okay.
which is over 100 questions, which I was a little bit scared because it was a lot of math. And I'm like, I'm not good at math.
But you did it.
You did it. You
And I
passed.
passed it.
So you can be not good at math and still pass.
And I passed it. And then we did the background, which is over 100 questions from the streets, the places you lived in, the places you worked at. I mean, I've been working since I was 16, so it was quite a few jobs. And references, I tried to get in contact with all my high school teachers. I was always involved in the criminal justice club. So I was always meeting my law enforcement teachers and my counselors. I was always involved in sports and clubs and everything. So I had a good amount of references.
Mm-hmm.
and that was it. And
Nice. So 12 hours they called you back, and then what,
Yes.
a full day of the
A full day,
application process?
yes,
And then in that, did they take you on your first jail tour as well?
yes, they did tell us we were gonna get a tour of the jail. I was super excited, but I didn't know what I was gonna expect until I walked into intake.
Mm-hmm.
Intake is the start of everything. Everybody walks through intake when they're gonna come into our custody. And the first time I walked through intake, I was so scared. I almost cried of of what I saw.
Yeah,
It was
scary.
It's mainly people, we call them 1096, who have like some kind of mental issues. So it was this person right in front of me in a holding cell, and they were not in their right senses. So I was so scared. She was banging on the window, and I was very scared, almost cried, and made me realize, now that I'm thinking about it, this is why some people can't stay, or some of them really, they get too scared the first time. But once you start, I guess we also toured the whole jail, but once you start actually working there, you get the proper training as what to do, what not to, what to expect. It becomes easier, especially if you love your job.
And that's why we do the tour when they're going
Yes.
through the hiring process, because we want people to know what they're getting into.
Mhm.
Because we do have people that.
And it could be a very shocking experience the very first time that you go into like she mentioned, into the intake area, and you have people, we often say that Nueces County is the largest mental health hospital south of San Antonio. And so we really mean that. And we want the applicants to see and hear, right? And, once you see and hear what's going on, you're like, wow, it could be shocking to people. But then here we are, let's fast forward to a year later, it's just a normal day.
It's a normal day. It's actually interesting every day, because every day there's something different it's going on. Like something different, a new person's coming in. You don't know how they're gonna act, so you just have to be able to handle the situation, try to de-escalate situations, try to talk to them for us to be able to meet their needs and just provide the adequate care for them.
Adequate care, right?
Right.
Exactly. So, and so then you did the tour, right? We called you back right away. You did the tour. It was shocking. You're like, oh my God, what am I getting yourself into? But then what happened? You did the rest of the tour. I'm assuming, where did they take you next?
We were in intake, which is the second floor. Then we went to third floor, which is medical, which is we have our medical division, people who need full-time observation monitoring. And then we went to fourth floor, which is the male floor, fifth floor, male floor, sixth floor. That's where they told me, you as a female, you're gonna spend most of your time in the sixth floor. And when they opened the doors of the unit, I was so scared. I saw these females. I guess I grew up super sheltered, so I never saw this. I mean, it happens everywhere, like in Laredo and here in Corpus. There's people just being people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just being normal. But for me, they were just in oranges. I was like, oh my God, I'm scared. But I'll tell you this, if I want to pursue law enforcement later in the future, I have to start here. Because how am I gonna be scared here? But if I become patrol, I'm gonna be facing these people every single day.
Right.
So here, I feel like corrections is better. You should start with corrections, in order for you to be able to.
It's a good stepping stone.
Yes, a good stepping stone.
And so it was shocking. But then what happened? You decided to keep pushing forward.
Yes, I came. They told me you're gonna start on a Monday. That was I believe it was a Thursday. And I was like, okay, I have a couple of days off to prepare myself mentally.
Right? For sure.
And then I started night shift. My first day was on night shift. So it was actually very calm on night shift. Nothing really happens at night.
They're sleeping, right?
Yes.
Supposed to.
Allegedly, right?
Yeah.
There's still a lot that goes on.
Yeah.
There's still
People come into the facility 24 hours a day.
Yes.
But there's a little bit less going on. It's less hectic at night than during the day,
Yes.
right?
Because I remember my first day on training was an intake. And we were just receiving people in it it's a 24-hour thing. So we were just receiving people. And I was just doing the intake, and that's where intake was the first place that I started, that I visited, and it scared me. So now I was actually working the intake, and I was like, okay, I have to
It's a lot.
I have to survive this.
Yeah.
And it was
It's a lot.
I spent 4 or 5 days on intake, and now I'm like more of an intake officer too, which I love intake now. I was actually working intake right now, and I actually love it there. It's a lot of paperwork, but I love intake.
So you went from being scared of it to loving it
Yes.
in that span of 1 year almost.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
who's your favorite officer that you like there at the, maybe somebody who's seasoned, you see him as a role model?
Well, I'll say my corporal,
Okay.
Corporal Mata. She helped me so much. Even to this day, I'll call her if I have any questions.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, Corporal, how do I do this? How do I do that? And she's always giving me the answers to my questions. She tries to teach me when when I can't handle a situation. I always try to call her. She goes to my unit, which if she can, then she tries to help me out.
Okay.
Now, I feel like she's one of my role models, and Lieutenant Gonzalez. I feel like he remembered me when I remember when I entered. I told him I'm from Webb County, and we were just talking about Webb County and like how he knew people now. And I came to jail school, and he remembered.
The first day.
Yes, and he was always the very first day. He was always super supportive and he was always engaging in our classes, in the courses. He was our instructor, so he was also very engaging. So I feel like you're a really good officer and instructor.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and we try our best, right? We have a good, successful program because we try to put we pour our heart into it, and we want to get a good product. And you're a product of that jail academy, right? And it starts with the hiring process and everything. So Ms. Mata was a good. So then, when you started, she was basically you're with her the whole time through your training, right? So you're not. We don't just throw you into the wolves. You're actually with the training, officer, with the CTO, and so we try to help you, so that you get to learn, right? Because obviously we know people are going to be a little scared, or they're going to be like, man, they're going to have that what if in the back of their mind. So we try to get you past that, right? So then tell us a little bit, how was the jail academy?
Yeah, what was your favorite part? Well, first, what did you told us about the running and that you were looking forward to the running, but what was the most unexpected thing that happened in the jail academy that you can think of?
Well, for me, we went to the White Ranch?
The White Ranch, yeah.
White Ranch?
Yeah. That was the first class to get to do
Yes.
that.
I was not expecting the weather. It was very hot.
It was very hot.
One day it was really cloudy, very nice. The next day we were all dehydrated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the day I came to take pictures.
Yes.
It was
It was horrible, but overall it was a good experience. I mean, I went into the jail school with like an open mind, because like, okay, they're gonna give me so much information.
Right.
But now it's not the proper way, but like the reason behind why we do everything.
Right.
The reason behind we have to call this, we have to tell our supervisors, we have to do a whole procedure.
And it helps make it not as annoying when you understand why you have to do it, right? Because sometimes when you're just doing it because somebody told you to, you're like, oh, this doesn't make any sense. I don't know why I have to do this. But then you go to jail school and you're like, oh, that's why.
Especially like documenting everything that happens in the unit. We have to write it in our paperwork, and then we have pass down. We have to write everything down, so now we understand why everything has to be documented in case of something happens.
It's there.
Everything's all documented, everything's recorded, and at the end of the day, you protect yourself and the whole agency itself.
For sure.
Absolutely. So you were going into this and you heard that there's going to be a lot of running. Was there a lot of running?
Yes, there was a lot of running. Yes, we went outside of the jail and actually ran.
Was that the 5K? Did y'all do a 5K?
We went to Berlin and.
Oh,
We finished, and then I saw Lieutenant go out again.
And to get the rest of those miles
And he went to go run some more. I was like, oh, should I follow him? I'm like, let me stay back.
Yeah, so we don't finish as instructors. We don't finish running until the last person finishes, right? So we always go back and we make sure that the last person comes in and everybody comes back into, to the office. So it was kind of, rough, right? But did that help you prepare for when we got to defensive tactics?
Yes, I honestly feel like we need to, like, the proper training, as in physical training is important, because I remember my first time I responded to a signal. I was in intake, I had to run and I feel like I got a cramp behind my leg, and I
Because you're not
couldn't,
used to it.
and I was sore for like a couple days. And after that, I mean, my person, I kept working out, but like with defensive tactics, is like you're using like every body muscle to try to, I guess, in other words, defend and
Right.
do the proper.
In the safest way possible.
Yes.
And get people under control.
Mhm.
Did you like defensive tactics? Was that one of your favorite parts? Was it not one of your favorite parts?
It was one of my favorite parts. I was really looking forward to it. The first day was like very exciting, but the next day we were all sore.
Yeah.
We were rolling.
A lot of work.
I thought I had broken my neck. I couldn't move my neck.
Don't tell risk management though.
But it was just mainly, we had never done those kind of like moves, so
Movements,
it's
right.
yeah. So our muscles were like never.
You're in shock.
Yeah, they
Yes.
were
But
scared.
like you said, your muscles need to learn those movements because you will be using them when you're
Yes.
in there. Yeah.
But we were
Good.
sore the second day, third day, fourth day. We were already like calming down. But then we went to shoot the next like.
Oh
And
yeah.
then our
Then your
shoulders were
shoulders
sore.
out. That's
So
good.
you also did a little bit of cell extraction too, right?
Yes, the cell obstructions.
Is that something that you expected, or were you mentally prepared for that, or did you like that?
I had already, before going to jail school, I had already experienced a cell extraction,
Okay.
but I didn't know
The why.
the why we're doing this, and now we knew. Now after jail school, I know like what the first person does, the second, the third, the fourth person does, and they all have a role. When it comes to the cell extraction, it's mainly to when someone's resisting, you have to go properly train in there and try
And
to.
capture that person using the least amount of force, right?
Yeah, and maybe it's because they don't want to go to medical or like intake, so we have to take them to intake, so we have to extract them from the
Extract them.
cells.
Yeah.
But it was overall a good experience. I think it was just too hot. The whole heavy.
Oh yeah, you gotta wear all the gear.
Yeah, the gear was
for
so
sure.
hot, and then the cells. I mean, I know the cells are very tiny because I mean I worked them every single day, but with the whole armor and with like 5 people inside that cell, you can get
Feels real small.
Yes,
A little claustrophobic.
yes.
So prior to the jail academy and prior to working here, had you ever dealt with firearms?
Maybe when I was in high school, I would go shoot with Border Patrol, but I was probably when I was like 16 years old, 17. So it was
Been a while.
it was not like a proper like teaching you the proper way.
The
It
proper
was-
training.
yeah,
It was
it
just going
just-
for fun.
Yeah, because I was in the club, in the criminal
Oh,
justice
okay.
club. So we would like they would take us like a little, I call it field trip or
Like a
something.
field trip, yeah.
For the club.
Yeah.
But now when we took the firearm classes, we taught like the proper way to handle the firearm, as in you should always think that your weapon is loaded, and to be sure where you're pointing at, not to like your target, point your target, because
Basic gun safety, right?
yes, the gun safety, because you don't know you bystander might get
Right.
killed, and now we're held responsible for that too.
So let me ask you, so you kind of learn a lot more about how to shoot a gun, right? And so you actually passed the qualification. Did you shoot a shotgun?
We shot our shotgun, and that was, I felt like my shoulder was gonna fall apart with the whole pull of the shotgun. I was in pain. I mean,
Did it bruise a little?
it didn't bruise, but I was
that's
sore
good.
for sure.
Yeah.
I remember my shoulder went all the way to the back. I was not expecting the whole pull,
Uh-huh.
but I mean, it was a good experience. I mean, I can say I shot a shotgun.
Right?
So I had never shot
Right,
a gun
that's cool.
before.
That's
So
cool.
another thing that happened at the Wyatt Ranch is they shot a cannon off.
Oh yes.
Tell us a little bit
That
about
was
that,
cool, huh?
that experience.
I didn't know what to expect until they started lighting up the cannon, and it went off. I yelled, my phone fell, like the whole recording is like on the ground.
That
It was like, I can imagine how long, like back when they used the cannons, like how long it would take to like fire up and start
Every
loading the
time.
whole thing.
and then have to make sure that because they didn't have ear.
Yeah, they didn't have a proper ear protection, so I feel like most of these people went deaf.
Probably.
Probably.
They didn't get a protection. so-
Yeah,
Probably.
for sure.
So then, so you got to experience, the running, the shooting, the defensive tactics, a little bit of the academics. So what was your overall take of the jail academy? Was it something you liked? Do you think that what can you give as advice to somebody who's maybe thinking about getting into this, into this career path?
An advice, something that I was always told by my corporate is like, Lotus, you're too nice. And something that I'll always remember that, like she told me, you're too nice. You have to be louder, because if you walk in super nice, they're gonna detect your command presence, and that's how they won't respect you, or they won't like listen to your commands, as in.
But that was learned, right?
Yes.
So it's not like you went in already having that
No,
knowledge.
yes.
So somebody that doesn't have that already can learn that.
Yes,
If
you
they're
can.
willing to get
Honestly,
into
yeah,
it.
easily. Now I feel like most of the inmates, they respect me, and they know, oh, Miss Flores, what do you want us to do? Oh, Miss Flores, can I do this? You want me to help you serve like dinner? Miss Flores, can you help me? You want me to do this? Oh, Miss Flores, and can you call the medical for me? And I always try to help them out, and I'll
Right.
call medical for them. I'll call my supervisor if I need to call my supervisor for any questions that I have. Or even call my corporal. I'm like, oh, corporal, how can I have this question, and this inmate needs the answer for this, and she'll help me. Or I even go through my SOP, my regulations that we have. There's many, that's like the rules and the civil rights of the inmates,
Right.
in other words. But an advice I will give these people who are trying to work for corrections is you have to walk in with an open mind, because if you walk in with fear, I think that's all you're gonna have. I mean, I did walk in with like a little bit of fear. I was scared.
But you can get over it. It's not something that's gonna stay
Yes.
like that forever. Yeah.
And yes, especially because I guess the inmates know they're new,
Right.
and some of them are gonna test how
I think it's
far.
fun to test.
Yeah, they're gonna test how far they can go, and how far it'll take for it to get to you. So I would say people should walk with an open mind, and not show that they're scared. And I mean, I was too nice, because I was like, oh, I would say, I don't know, I feel like I was just too nice to
Right.
them. It's not like I'm not nice to them, but I feel like I'm able to.
You have a little more command presence, maybe?
Yeah, more command presence, and they feel like they respect me, and they see me as their supervisor, as in I can be in my unit and everything's gonna go smoothly, and
Right. Can be handled.
they're all watching their TV. They're watching the TV. They can go to the gym. They're using their tablets. I'm doing my job, my paperwork, monitoring, doing my checks and everything, and everything's smooth in my unit, because I was able to
Learn that presence.
and I guess, like they were saying, not too nice, but be also put my foot down when I have to put my foot down, and when I
Right.
say no, it's a no. And
Fair but firm.
And I
fair
think
but firm.
Yeah.
your kind of story is important, because there's a lot of, especially females, that might have a smaller frame, that might not speak, with a whole lot of command presence, that think, oh, I could never do that. But from personal experience, you came in and learned how to be that way.
yes, and I feel like, I guess with females, like us females, it's different. But when you work with the male inmates, I feel like it becomes a little more complicated. You have to be more
Assertive.
assertive, yes, because
Yes.
they won't listen to you,
Right.
or they'll try to, I feel like
Yes.
they'll try to like get you to do stuff you don't want to do.
Convince you, right,
Yes, convince you to do stuff, and I feel like you have to be firm with them,
Right.
because they'll take advantage, and they will. And there's times when you tell them bring that thing down, and they can tell you whatever, like all these things. They'll tell you all these things because they don't want to bring something down, and I've been told, when I tell them, oh, can you bring your blanket down, or anything that you have hanging down, or like, oh, who are you? You're just an officer. You're still a female officer. I'm like, okay, but they request your rank and everything. But I feel like it's harder to render respect with the male inmates, because you're
As
a
a female.
female.
Yeah.
You just have to be strict and firm. And in case you do need help, you know that your coworkers are gonna have your back, because it's true. I mean, in case we need assistance, they respond within a minute or less than a
Right.
minute, and we have like 20 people assisting and responding whenever we need the help.
So what else do you think we should know? Natalie, what else do we have?
I mean, I think that covers it. You covered the difference in being a female in that position. What are your aspirations going into the future? What do you want to do career-wise?
I do want to eventually become a police officer. I moved from Laredo to Corpus. I'm planning to stay in Corpus for a while and eventually be a deputy.
Okay.
But I want to be I want to be in the canine division.
Oh, okay. I like that.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, I love
So
that.
that's the plan so far. But I do want to stay in corrections for a while. You gain the experience. As in, we don't have weapons. It's in there. It's only us and the inmates. No weapons. So you have to.
And your de-escalation skills, which the sheriff will tell anybody that will listen that the females tend to have better de-escalation skills than the males, which is also helpful when you're having to get that command presence. So.
And yeah, overall, well, for me, I feel like I'm the translator in my. I'm the one who speaks Spanish.
That's
I'm the one
good.
translating. So when they can't de-escalate a situation, and I know that there's a Spanish speaker, I try to talk to them in Spanish, and that de-escalates the whole situation because there's a language barrier.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm able to translate to them and tell them, well, this is what's gonna happen, and you have to listen to them and tell them like changing to your oranges, you have to change, or you're gonna get your call at this time, and it's just all the language barrier that
That's awesome.
I help them de-escalate situations where it can actually go.
That's awesome. I'm sure we need more of that in here also.
So a little bit in closing, just to let you know, there's a Jessica that says hello from Laredo, Texas. So
Yeah, she's one of my best friends.
Aw,
you can send her a
Hi,
shout.
Jessica.
You can send her a shout out. So the other thing is, we just had our Safe Summer kickoff, and so we want to thank everybody who made that possible.
Yes.
It was a very successful event.
It was our second one. We had about 400 people come out and learn about summer camps and programs for kids. They got to meet some local law enforcement. We got free pizza. It was a good time.
It was a really good time.
Yeah.
So thank you for everybody that made it possible. And our next really big event out there at the fairgrounds isn't going to be National Night Out, and that's going to happen in October.
October 1st.
So we still have a lot of time
It's
for
a
that.
Thursday. Yeah,
So,
a lot of time. I start planning in July, so get ready to get my phone calls if you're.
So tomorrow you're going to get a phone call
Yeah, right.
from Natalie about National Night
We're
Out.
planning now.
But that's about it. If you are interested in becoming a corrections officer, go to our website, nuecescountyco.com. Go to the sheriff's tab, and there's going to be a little thing where you can send us a request. Put your information in there, and then one of our recruiters will reach out to you. We try to reach out to you within a couple of days. Not 12 hours.
12 hours.
But we do try to reach out to everybody, and then just follow the process. And just like Miss Flores, you could be a part of our team too.
Yes, you can.
So
Thank you for being here with us. It was great
Thank you so
talking
much
to
for
you.
having me.
And we'll see you guys next time.